Only on 4 tonight, an anthropology professor at the University of Brownsville is speaking out about the violence in Mexico. The professor has now created a survey that concludes his work isn't the only academic research put on hold because it's too dangerous to travel over there. Action 4's Tiffany Huertas is in the studio with more on this. Tiffany.
Dan, Professor William Jaworski was studying rural to urban migration in the colonias of Guerrero, but due to the violence of the last few years, he's had to put his research on hold. William Jaworski, an associate professor of anthropology at the University of Texas at Brownsville, has been teaching at the campus since 2005. But 4 years into his career, everything changed.
At first, I was disappointed because I had been in Guerrero in 2005, 6, 7, and 8, conducting my research as normally I do, and I hadn't experienced problems in those years. However, Guerrero has turned bad. The region I work in the state of Guerrero is very unsafe right now, and so I would not voluntarily return there right now.
Jaworski was told by the university he would not be able to return to the state of Guerrero in 2009 to conduct any anthropological research because of the instability of the state. Guerrero has become one of the most violent states in Mexico. In 2014, there were more than 1,000 murders.
It's important to see all aspects of social life, to understand a nation, a society. We have to see the good as well as the bad.
That's when Jaworski decided to send out a survey in February of this year to more than 300 anthropologists in the U.S. and Canada. The survey asked if they recently conducted research in Central America and Mexico, and if their field sites had been affected by violence. He received 128 responses.
45% of the sites that anthropologists were working in had been influenced by the violence, and that about 20% of the sites anthropologists had withdrawn from just because they felt it was unsafe to be working there.
Over the years, U.S. government officials have sent out warnings about specific regions of Mexico, but some say family and medicine continue to drive them there.
I go at least once a week.
University student Dan Garcia visits Reynosa and Matamoros frequently to see family. He says violence is everywhere. You just hear about it more in Mexico.
If you're just going for a quick 2-3 hours, I mean, nothing's gonna happen to you, possibly. It depends how inwards you go into Mexico.
Even though studying the cultures of different places in Mexico is important, right now Jaworski says his research will be put on hold until the violence slows down.
I would not go to Guerrero right now, at least where I work, because I don't think it is safe there right now. I hope that things improve over the next several years, but right now I don't anticipate returning anytime this year.
In September, 43 students headed to the town of Iguala in Guerrero State, where they plan to protest unfair government funding for schools, but they never arrived. The Mexican Attorney General's office concluded the students were kidnapped and killed by gang members. In the studio, Tiffany Huertas, Action 4 News.